ain't nothing to it but the truth.
Hey, what up you guys? Welcome to the PSB Corner. Today we'll be discussing a series that I've put together which is called the Double Disc series. It is where I've curated a vinyl record to pair with a disc game from my collection of older games. These games span from my PlayStation collection to my GameCube games. You can check out the actual record, usually with case and sleeve, on my Instagram, punk.snugglybear. So for the first episode, we are going to be talking about my first collaboration, which is the album The Afterman Dissension by progressive rock band Coheed and Cambria, paired with the game Samurai Shodown 3 Blades of Blood for the original PlayStation. I really like these two together due to the clash of ideas based around the album concept itself and actual gameplay. The Afterman Dissension is second part to a double album which is based on the Amory Wars storyline. Amory Wars is a comic book series that is written by lead singer of the band Claudio Sanchez and published by Evil Inc. Comics. It is science fiction based, so most of all of the songs on this album have a spacey vibe with some great keywork sprinkled in to drive the album. The longer songs on this album, such as The Hard Sell and Dark Side of Me, go over the 5-minute mark and feel more like odysseys than songs. The Hard Sell has a bass line that makes you feel like you're putting your foot to the floor, so it is so driving. Then the transition to Number City, which features more of the aforementioned synthesizer work on it, brings the whole tone of the album into a new direction. It has a horn breakdown in the song that for some reason brings up the blending of ska meets future rock. Another mentionable track on the album would be the song titled Iron Fist. It is a dual-sided attack on the ears with different guitar melodies being funneled into each earbud. The screechy vocals on the song reminds us of pain that we all grow through, and the decisions we make with their repercussions. The following track, Dark Side of Me, reinforces the idea of losing someone or something, but with more of an undertone of asking for forgiveness than sorrow. The song starts with a rhythmic drum pattern followed by guitars and bass that pick up the tempo from the previous song. On the album it ends with a question posed by Allmother, an AI voice, that has to be one of my favorite lines. It goes as the following: I'm not equipped to comprehend human rationale, and I think that really just hits at the end of this entire concept album. Finally rounding out the album with the song Two's My Favorite One, starts off with a gentle acoustic picking, which are met by a wall of drums to pick up the beat just seconds into the song. The gentle strumming towards the end of the song is such a peaceful moment that you could lull yourself to sleep with it. It seems like the really shiny bow on top of this amazing album filled with chord progressions and changes around every corner. This album fits perfectly into the juxtaposition against an ancient Samurai Shodown. Samurai Shodown 3 is a fighting game based off sword-wielding characters and was developed by SNK. It was originally an arcade cabinet game, like most of the popular SNK games such as Metal Slug and King of Fighters. It was ported to the PlayStation in November of 1996 by the Yukotai Company. I'm probably really butchering that name. You'll hear more of the butchering of names later on. In this game, your characters had two unique movesets, which are Slash, being the closer to the moveset of the original two games, and Bust, being an alternative costume with few new moves added into the repertoire. In addition to movesets, you had 3 levels of play you could choose from, such as beginners, medium, and upper. In terms easy, medium, and hard, where each one would either provide certain buffs for your character to help you out, or make the game only for the most skilled players with such things as removal of blocking. The game operates with a stick and 4-button layout, effectively using the same combat system in most fighting games. You'll find moves such as quarter circle moves, dashing by a double tap of front and back, charge moves, or what I like to call Z-stick moves. Your 4 buttons are weak slash, medium slash, strong slash, and a kick. It also features a rage gauge or POW bar, which is built by taking damage. When the gauge is filled, you gain extra damage and can perform super special moves which reset the bar. My top 3 characters coming from this game are Harumuru, who is stylized with giant black hair and is the main protagonist, Hanzo Hatari, who is the classic ninja look with the full face shield, and Galford, who is a ninja-based character that incorporates his pet husky Poppy. The pace of the game is really pushed depending on the skill of play and playstyle, but this game is not where you'd want to be able to find to do an infinite combo. The level design is a two-dimensional background with sprite animations to provide breaks from the solid colors. Most level designs fall into three categories such as nature background, city background, or in a building. Harumuru has one of the best looking stages with cherry blossom trees with light flickering sprites on it, while Galford's main stage takes place on a bridge in front of a moving waterfall. The sound design on this game is not to be overlooked by the soundtrack that I paired with it. Many of the songs from the stages are filled with flutes-like notes and taiko drums that constantly pound. The character voices can be a tad bit annoying, especially Kiyoshiro, which reminds me of Valdo from the Soul Calibur series. This is what makes me love this combination of music and game together. The album really helps move along a storyline in which the enemies change around every corner. Different clashes of weapons providing changing strategies to how to tackle the current foe in front of me. The progression of each song and encounter of fight allow the blending of old and new together. Whereas you may be participating in a sword clashing fight between two opponents, the songs itself take you to a whole new atmosphere. Especially with the pick-up and play style of gameplay, you can choose any track with any fighter, and it blends to a level of not having to pick up where you left off. It allows the freedom to be able to replay songs that you've fallen in love with, or experience a whole new journey with a character you may have glanced over on the character select screen. The album coming in under short of an hour helps track and puts perspective also of how long I've been gaming. This is something that's very helpful because sometimes I can go on 2 to 3 hour binges, sometimes I just want to sit down, play for an hour, and then get back to regular life. Well, I thank you guys so much for listening to the first episode of the PSB Corner. I hope you would check in weekly to find out the next pairing, and also don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can always see what I'm going to be talking about next on Instagram, punk.snugglybear. Have a good one.